Hi there, Sean here. I wanted to give my perspective and view on diet. I would say that most people say I'm extremely strict and a bit unusual when it comes to diet, but I think perhaps I'm a little bit extreme, but maybe some of the things that I do and the way I view things, it may help some people if they were to look at it a little bit like that, maybe not to such an extreme, but a couple of things. So my basics are: diet is what you eat, it's not what you go on. It is just what you eat. So you just need to, if you're not happy with that in any way, you need to change what you eat. And if you obviously, the best thing is you need a balanced diet and you need to be eating the right things. So basically, preferably not out of a packet. Whole foods, all your vegetables and that, get it all from, your greengrocer and that sort of thing, basic stuff, your basic forms of protein that you can get, and carbohydrates, only enough, not too many, and not the stripped out white ones, so not all white bread and white rice, but more everything brown, where it hasn't ever everything ripped out of it. And as I say, that the big thing with me is your diet. It's fuel for your body, just like we put in our car. We put in a certain amount of petrol, maybe diesel or maybe electric now, a bit of water, a bit of oil for different things, and we do that because we're told that's what the body wants. We know that because there's been a lot of research into what needs to go in there, and then we follow that quite strictly. If we were to put other things in it, funnily enough, our car would stop pretty quickly. Now, our body is very robust and versatile and can deal with most things, but it does want the basic needs, vitamins, minerals, protein, carbohydrates, and it doesn't really want all that other stuff, which are masses of sugars, fizzy drinks, etc., etc. So you need to avoid those things and try and stick to your whole foods. Another, probably a thing, I mean, fizzy drinks, you just need to be, are a one-off. You don't really want to be having them on a daily basis. Water's, the out and out thing that you should be hydrating your body with. But I always find it strange when people say I want to treat myself to a sweet, to a donut, to a chocolate, to a this. You're not actually treating yourself. If you think of yourself and what you put in, it's your body, and you're not treating it by doing that. You're only treating something that's going on in your mind, that you need a bit of chocolate or you need a bit of this. You're treating your body when you give it a nice piece of fruit or some really nice vegetables. That's when you're treating your body. So I think that's a slant that I don't really quite agree with, and that's something probably I'll touch on now, which is probably the biggest problem now is that I think days gone by when we did eat more whole foods, and that, like when my dad's generation, when they didn't really have all those other options, but what was for dinner was what mum put on the plate, and it was what it was. There wasn't really any options. Now we obviously are in a world where we've got thousands of options that you can be eating, all packet food, sweets, multicoloured wrappers, all loads of chocolate and loads of things that they've developed foods and everything like that. We've got all of that, but it's as if with our children, sometimes people can still just give them a choice, whereas we shouldn't really be giving that sort of broad range choice. It should be how you're getting your protein, how you're getting your vitamins, minerals, and how you're getting carbohydrates. Whereas I think we just let people choose now, and I think that's a big problem, because then they go from that as a child to now getting a little bit older, which is what the generation is, and now that I don't think some people know what a balanced diet is until they've looked it up or looked into it, read up about it. Whereas I think in the old days we actually all got a balanced diet. So they're my couple of things. It is a little bit different, basic, perhaps even boring. But I think if you were to just take a couple of those little things that I've said, it might hone you in. But yes, whole foods. if you can. Not fizzy drinks. If you're not happy with your weight, you need to eat less, as well as getting the right quality foods, but perhaps eating less, and just look at that and choose. As I say, remember, treating yourself is clean sources of protein, brown bread, brown rice, pasta, all the vegetables, all the fruits. That's treating yourself, because that's what your body wants as a treat, even though your mind might now be thinking that treat is something else, like chocolate or something. Anyway, I hope this is interesting. If you and anyway, and hopefully I shall speak to you soon. Thanks a lot.